welcome back to this channel. This is the second part of the culture shocks in Qatar. If you've not watched the first one, please watch the first one, then come back to this one so that you're able to know all the culture shocks that I had in Qatar. So let's get into it. Another culture shock that I had was that I must have a smartphone when I go to Qatar. And this is because there was this application called Eteraz. And this Eteraz was there like from the time there was Corona until the time that I was there. I'm not sure if it's still there right now, but it was there for you to know if there is anyone around you who has Corona. So it has Bluetooth, and whenever you go inside a mall or inside a supermarket, you have to switch it on, and you have to show the guard at the door that you have switched it on. And this application has your details, your passport number, your name, your whatever, and you had to go to the hospital for them to get your health records and put them in the application, so that when you're near someone who has Corona, it warns you and you know how to defend yourself. Either you run away or you say, ikwe, then you do what you want. But this application had to be on a smartphone, of course. So that was another thing. Like, they had an app that you had to have for you to go to any mall, any supermarket. If you don't have, you're not going to enter. Another thing, you know how when you are in the Kenyan airport, you can just call any Uber to take you out of the airport and you're good to go. In Qatar, there are specific Ubers that will take anyone from the airport outside. When you're coming in the airport, you can come with any Uber. But there is a separate section for Ubers, and they are called Karwa. So these Karwas have their own, like when you are going to use the Uber, you have your own exit. That exit, the Ubers are aligned like this, like this, like this, like this. And you're supposed to go zimepanga laini. That's what I'm saying. They're aligned. You go there depending on the amount of luggage that you have and the how many people you are traveling with. They will give you the car that you need. If you are few, they give you a smaller one. If you are many, they give you a bigger one. There are guards there who are going to direct you. There are guards who are there who are going to direct you. In Kenya, who is going to direct you to the Uber? Who is going to tell you now you are a big family, go to this Uber? Who? Hey, I saw life there. And they are very nice. And they tell you, wait, let us, because this car right here is small, let us get this ones, a small family to get in this one. Then you, because you are many, we get you a bigger one. And they are so nice. Mind you, the Africans, many of them are Africans. Kenyans and Ugandans being the majority. Culture shock. There is an electric train called the metro. Metro, si super metro hii yetu ya nini? Ya Nairobi. Metro. It's the metro train. And it moves, in my head, it is the same exact speed as the airplane in the air. It is very fast. The first time I used it, the first few minutes, I was having motion sickness. Me, of all the human beings, I never have motion sickness. But in that train, I had motion sickness. It is an electric train. There is no conductor. There is no driver. There is no anyone. Doors open, you get in. Doors close. They go every station, every station it stops, and people come in and others go out, and it is amazing. this country is ruled by a king. And the one thing that shocked me, you know, the way we put the picture of our president, like in hotels, in shops, in schools, in what, they put their king's portrait on cars, on buildings. Like, this guy is mine. I'm putting the picture, sticker of his face on my vehicle. And I saw so many vehicles that have the picture of their president, their king, on the vehicle and on buildings. This for me was a culture shock, because I've never seen something like that. Like, who would put the president of Kenya on their personal vehicle? I wouldn't do that on mine. Like, why would I? But in Qatar, they put the picture of the king on their vehicles and on buildings, like on buildings, not inside, on buildings. They have drawn the king on the building. Another thing that came to me as a culture shock, not like completely as a culture shock, but because that was the only way things were done, it was shocking for me. So, you know that the way, if you are in KU and you went to the shopping center and you asked for credit and they gave you a certain receipt like this, and you had to put the numbers that were on that receipt in your phone for you to load credit, you know. So that is exactly what was happening in Qatar. When you needed credit, you had to go to a shop and give them money. Then after giving them money, they give you that receipt. They key in their small machine and they say you want credit for 20 rial, you want credit for 50 rial or 10 rial. Then the receipt comes. Then they are giving you this receipt. This receipt is what you're going to key in your phone to load credit. There is no Bamba 20 and Bamba 50 and I don't know what. All that is not there. Only receipts. That's the only way you can load your credit. Any other way is through your card, but you can only load physically using that receipt. I had already experienced that when I was in KU, but I didn't see it as a big deal. Then I went this side and I saw that that was the only way they could load credit. Mode of payment in Qatar. Mode of payment in Qatar. You pay your Wi-Fi, you pay your Uber, you pay your food, all in cash, and others using your card. Like for Wi-Fi, you have to pay using your card or cash. You have to go there to pay for it. Like you have to go to a specific place to pay for your Wi-Fi. Or you have to, no, that one you have to pay in cash. You know the way we go to M-Pesa and say we are paying for this and that, and it goes and you're activated for Wi-Fi. We used to go and pay Wi-Fi physically. You give your card or you give cash, but you have to be there. Uber, the same. Uber, you have to pay cash or use your card. There is no M-Pesa. There is no M-Pesa transaction that says that you will pay using your M-Pesa, you send, this is the till number, I don't know what and what, nothing. Cash or card. Your food, you are asking for food for Uber Eats. Cash or card. There is no other way of paying. I'm not saying there is no M-Pesa in Qatar. There is M-Pesa. But the only way you're going to get money in your M-Pesa is when you take your money, your Qatar Riyals, in the foreign currency exchange. Then they tell you, they give you a receipt showing you, this is the amount of Riyals that you gave us. And when you change it to Kenyan shillings, this is the amount it will be. Then it will be sent in your M-Pesa number. They have your number. You have already registered. They have your number. So you give them the money. They give you this receipt. You wait within few hours, sometimes days. Then the money is deposited in your M-Pesa. Then you can use it. But you can use it to send your money home, to send your money to your bank. But you cannot use it to pay anything. Except an example of our church that I used to go, GM Church. We used to pay our tithe, our offerings through M-Pesa because there was an M-Pesa number that was given. But any other payment around Qatar was done in cash or card. Suntop juice. Suntop juice is in Qatar. It is imported and it is sold there very expensively. You know the way we say, Suntop, only 100 shillings, I don't know, 1 liter, I don't know this, very cheap, very cheap. In Qatar, there is Suntop and it is expensive, very expensive. It's not 100 shillings the way we see it. It's more than that. It is there, it is written, it is from Kenya, and it is being sold in Qatar. I saw that and I was like, okay, I didn't expect this. Anyway, that's not the only thing that is sold there that is from Kenya. Some Kenyans have collaborated with other people and they have imported some foodstuffs from Kenya, like unga ya ugali is there, spices from Kenya, and several things that are from Kenya. There is a certain supermarket I went to and there was a whole alley of things from Kenya, and it was amazing. You could get there and feel like, okay, I'm home, and you could buy things knowing that they're from Kenya because they're written on from Kenya and you know how they are packaged in Kenya. So it was amazing to find something from home when you're there. The showers and the toilets in Qatar, totally different. So there are bathtubs, yes, and the bathtubs are just the regular ones, but there are showers, the ones that I saw in the house that I was living in and in the school that I was working in. There was I'll put a photo somewhere and show you. They're just handheld showers. You just, as you go, there are no like those shower heads, the ones that are standing there and you just switch on and wait for the water to come. This ones you have to move your hand and wash yourself like that for you to get off the soap on your body. Then the toilets, they have this thing for washing your behind after doing your business. I'll insert a photo somewhere. I'll get the photos. I took photos and I'll insert them for you to see how they look like. So of course, they are Muslim countries. They wash themselves after using the toilet, and for some reason I was thinking that I would never use it. Hey, tema kuelewana na Qatar. I found myself using it. It's a very nice way of cleaning yourself and making sure that you're super clean. Then you use tissue to dry yourself. And it was a very nice thing after a while, after accepting that I'm here and when you are in Rome, you do what Romans do. And it was nice. Washing machines. For the time that I was there, I forgot how to wash my clothes. I forgot how to wash my clothes for the whole time that I was there. Take your clothes, put inside the washing machine, wash, sit down, relax, take clothes out, hang them, let them dry. They are drying in the next 30 minutes. They are dry. Fold, put them away. That was the life I was living. Washing once a week, and it is just putting them inside the washing machine and relaxing. Shoes, same. Take shoes, put in a paper bag, not a plastic bag, but these other ones that we have here in Kenya. Put inside, tie nicely, put inside the washing machine, wash. Take them out, dry them. Within an hour, they are already dry. These are like sport shoes, rubbers, because the heat there is just enough to make your shoes dry very fast. So I really forgot how to wash clothes. Even handkerchiefs, I would put them inside there and they get washed. Like, it was very easy for me to do other things because I didn't have to use a lot of my time washing clothes and shoes. It was very nice. Then another thing is hanging clothes. I used to hang my clothes inside the house because there is no other place I could hang my clothes. So there is this hanging line that you buy and put inside the house. And because the washing machine will rinse your clothes completely, there'll be no dripping of water. So you just take your clothes out and hang there. Then the next day, or in the next few minutes, you can take the clothes out and fold them and keep them. That is another thing that was a culture shock for me. I'm used to washing my clothes, going to hang them outside. Wash clothes, hang them outside. Wait for a day or two, or even 3, or even a week for them to dry for you to take them inside the house. Multiculturalism. Qatar is full of people from all over. An example of the place I was working in. This place was full of Kenyans, Indians, Arabs, Filipinos, and people from all over the world. And we were working very well together. You go to a mall and you find Kenyans, Ugandans, Tanzanians, generally Africans, and people from all over the country working. Everywhere. You couldn't feel as if you're in a foreign country, because you get into a mall, at the door, you're greeted in Swahili. And you're like, hey, I am home. You get inside there, you see a Ugandan, you see a Nigerian, you see who and who. You feel like you're at home. So there is just multiculturalism in Qatar. You find everyone everywhere. And the fact that there is a church in Qatar, not one, but many. There are churches for Africans in Qatar is just on another level. I used to go to church, and this church is owned by a Kenyan, Pastor Daniel Mutuku, a Kenyan. You see? Like multiculturalism, and you're accepted to the extent that you have your own church. The only thing that is not allowed is crusades and declaring Jesus outside there. Even our church was soundproof, in that when someone is outside of the building, they cannot even hear anything from inside. The whole church was soundproofed. You get in, you are able to hear the music, the what, the preaching and everything. You get out of the church, it looks like any other building, any other house, any other person can own. If I remember of any more, I'll be sure to add in more videos about the same. And keep watching, keep subscribing, and share my videos to other people so that they can watch and subscribe and learn more about this and about sign language generally. See you in my next video. Bye bye.